It's Shubhamangalam at Lickles College. Myself, Sudeep. I'll be taking class 8 today, and the chapter that we are going to discuss is chapter 1. The name of the chapter is Force. For your convenience, I've also mentioned the page number that we are going to discuss today, and it is page number 1. So now, okay, in earlier classes, we have also studied about force, but this time we'll be delving much more deeper into this topic. So now, to start off with, you might be noticing too many changes happening around you. Like when you're going to, a garden, when you're going to a garden, you're dropping a seed over there. Over the years or over some days, you're going to observe it is going to turn into a plant, then into a bigger tree. So there is a certain amount of change happening. You might be noticing some changes happening in you also, like your hair growing, your nails growing. There are certain changes happening all the time. There's nothing constant. Everything changes. Change is the only constant. So now here we will be discussing few more changes, like the changes happening in seasons: summer, winter, rainy, monsoon, spring. Too many seasons to take care of. And then we have one obvious change that we see every morning and every evening, that is the sunrise and sunset. Then also changes in the tides of the sea. The high tide, sometimes it is the low tide, sometimes it is cyclone. There are too many changes happening. So why do you think these changes might be happening? So you might be noticing that to pick up your school bag, you need to apply a certain amount of effort. Yes or no? To ride a bicycle also, you have to push the pedals to a certain extent, only then the bicycle moves forward. And when you're going to stop the bicycle from moving, you need to apply certain pressure on it, certain brakes on it, and then stop the vehicle or stop the bicycle. So basically you are using a certain amount of effort, power, or strength. So you are going to understand that the force applied by you is nothing but synonymous with the power, the strength, or the effort applied by you to do a certain task. What do you mean by the word task over here? Task is nothing but the work that you're going to do. Every work requires a certain amount of energy. The energy that you get from the food you eat. Yes or no? We have studied this so many times. You get energy from the food you eat. So what are you going to do with this energy? You are going to perform a certain task. To perform a certain task, you need to apply the energy. That energy will be converted into power. That power here is nothing but the force. So let's get it into a simpler term. We are going to study about force, which is nothing but the effort used in all our works, the power that is applied to our task, and the strength used by us to perform the task. So here, for example, as I told you earlier also, riding a bicycle. When you're riding a bicycle, you're pushing the pedals, and when you want to stop it, you're applying brakes, or stopping or putting your one leg down so that you stop the bicycle when you're in the beginning phase. The second one would be picking up a school bag. If your school bag is lighter, you need to apply less force. If your school bag is heavier, you need to apply more amount of force. So the door knob, you understand what is a door knob? If this is the door, you have a circular like thing over here that you press and pull. And when you want to close it, you push it. That is called as a doorknob. So here, let's understand what is force. Basically, in all the tasks that I have been discussing since the start, there is a certain amount of push or pull required to perform the task. So, force is nothing but the push or pull performed on a certain object so that to move it from a certain point to another point, or cause a change in its shape, or to undergo a certain work, basically. So force is basically a push or pull happening on an object, and basically, so here any amount of squeezing or digging or picking up something or throwing it down, all of these tasks require a certain amount of force. Even the stretching of a rubber band, you need certain force to stretch the rubber band, and when you're releasing the force, it is going to come back, regain in its own shape, or either because of too much of force it is going to fall down. So here on page number 2, we are having certain tasks performed by certain people, and we need to judge whether they come under the push category or the pull category. As I've already specified, force is nothing but the push or pull performed on an object to change its shape. Okay, this is the basic definition. So the force applied on an object is going to be either push or pull. All these tasks given on page number 2, you are going to categorize them as either push or pull. Let's do it together. So here the first one is digging the bore well. So you might have seen certain areas in your near your house where people are going to dig the bore well so that there is good supply of water and all that. So here, digging the bore well, what do you think this is? It is both push and pull, of course. So here we are going to mention both. Okay, sipping juice with a straw. If I have a glass filled up with juice and I have a straw inserted in it and I'm going to suck the juice, I'm pulling the juice actually out of the glass with the help of a straw. So this task will come under the category of pull. Now, erasing the blackboard with a duster. So, if I'm going to take a duster and I'm going to rub this board, I'm going to, push, pull, push, pull. So, both push and pull comes under this. Both pushing and pulling are being used to erase a blackboard. So, here I'm going to mention both. Now, a magnet attracting nails. We have studied in earlier classes that there are two poles in a magnet, and that is nothing but the north pole and the south pole. Okay, now if I place a magnet over here on a white paper and I drop some nails, iron nails, they are going to get attracted towards the magnet. So they are being pulled by the magnet. Do you understand this? Whenever attraction or attracting is being mentioned, this means the magnet is pulling the nails towards itself. So here we are going to mention pull. So for example, if I had two magnets, one north and south, and here also the like poles facing each other, what do you think would be the force happening over here? Is it pull or push? Of course, the like poles are going to repel each other, so they are pushing away from each other over here. But in our case, we have attracting, a magnet attracting nails. This means the magnet is pulling the nails towards itself. So here the fifth one, fruits falling from the tree. All of us know that because of the gravitational force of the earth, you're able to walk on the earth and you're not flying. Okay, you are not hopping from one place to the other. You are just walking. It is all because of gravity. So this same gravitational force is also pulling all the other substances present on the earth. Remember the Newton law? How did he discover it? He discovered it when he was sitting under a tree and an apple fell on him. So he was in a thought, why does this apple fall down and doesn't go up? So why is the apple falling down? It is falling down all because of gravity. So the gravitational pull is causing the apple to fall down towards the earth. Okay? So basically this is going to be pull. Do you see the apple going back from the earth on its own? No. There is no push happening. There is always a pull by the gravitational force. So now hoisting a flag. So there, on Independence Day or on Republic Day, whenever we are hoisting the flag, we are going to pull the string so that the flag is hoisted. So this also comes under the pull category. Okay, hope this is all clear for you, and we will move on to the next page once you are clear with this. And here after this we have certain questions, like you need to list 3 examples of push and 3 examples of pull. You can take examples from this also, but I would definitely encourage you to think about your own examples that you see around yourself. It is a very easy topic: squeezing, stretching, picking, digging, rubbing, erasing. All these things come under force, applying application of force basically. So yes, so now I have written the proper definition of force on the board over here. Please note it down in your textbooks. So force is the push or pull performed on an object to change its position or shape. Sometimes, in some cases, both the position and shape changes. Okay, so here further we are going to discuss types of forces. Okay, and this is page number 3. Fine. So Types of forces. Forces are of two types. One that are in contact with each other, the other is not in contact with each other. Now, whatever force you are applying, can you see it around yourself? Can you see those forces or certain arrow marks all over yourself when you are doing a certain task? No. Some forces are invisible, most of them. So here, let's study much deeper into this topic. Now, coming to types of forces, we have two kinds of forces called as the contact forces, the other one being the field force or the forces at a distance, which is nothing but the non-contact force. Let's talk about the contact force first. Contact force means that both the objects which are exerting force on each other are in direct physical contact with each other. For example, I'm using this marker to write on the board. I'm holding the marker. This means I'm in contact with the marker. Such kind of force is called as the contact force. Do you understand now? Let's discuss further examples. Now, whenever you're going to brush your teeth, you're going to remove the toothpaste from the toothpaste tube. So you're squeezing the toothpaste. You're applying a certain amount of pressure to the toothpaste so that the toothpaste from the tube actually spills out, and you can apply it on your toothbrush. So you're in contact with the toothbrush as well as the toothpaste. So such kind of forces are called as contact forces. Now, the second kind of forces that we are going to discuss today is the field force. So what do you think this will be? Basically, this is nothing but, for example, let's discuss the bar magnet over here that we have also studied before. How many poles are there on the bar magnet? Two poles, the north pole and the south pole. If I hold a bar magnet and I place few iron nails across it, they are going to get attracted to it. That is because these iron nails are in the magnetic region which is around the bar magnet. Every magnet is going to possess a magnetic field around itself. If you place an object in the magnetic field of the bar magnet, that object will get attracted to the bar magnet. Only because I placed the iron nail in the magnetic field of the bar magnet, the iron nail got attracted to the bar magnet. It was pulled by the bar magnet. If I place it far away, okay, in the next room itself, are the iron nails going to get attracted to the magnet? No, because they are not in the magnetic field of the bar magnet. So basically, the magnet is exerting a force which is called as the magnetic force. The magnetic force comes under the field force category. The field force or forces at a distance. This means that this particular bar magnet has a magnetic region around itself, and any magnetic material placed in this region or in this field is going to get attracted to the bar magnet. Now, if I don't place the object in the magnetic field or in the magnetic region, it won't get attracted to it. So, we come to a conclusion that this particular bar magnet exerts a field force. That field force is called as the magnetic force. So, everybody gets it? So, let's wind it up again. How many kinds of forces? Two kinds of forces. One is contact force, the other is field force. Contact force, the objects are going to be in direct physical contact with each other. I am holding the marker in my hand. This means it is in contact with me. That is why I am able to pull out the cap and write it on the board. Secondly, the second kind of force is the field force. The magnet, the area around the magnet is called as magnetic field or magnetic region. Anything placed in this magnetic field or magnetic region will get attracted to the bar magnet. This means that the bar magnet is possessing a field force. That field force is called as, what is it called as? Magnetic force. Okay, now field force or forces at a distance. Why do we also call it as forces at a distance? Because you can see that the iron nails are actually placed at a certain distance from the bar magnet. Is the marker at a certain distance from my hand? No. We are close in contact with each other over here, okay? But the iron nails over here with the bar magnet are at a certain distance. So field force has another name called as forces at a distance. Please go through the textbook. It is a very easy concept. How many kinds of forces? Two kinds of forces, contact and field force. In contact force, the objects are in direct physical contact. In field force, they are at a certain distance. For example, magnetic force. Thank you.